Welcome back to the Baseball Newsman. Let's get some news and notes from the last few days from the 10th to the 12th of December. Starting off with Kyle Finnegan. He signs a 2-year deal with the Detroit Tigers. In 2025, 57 innings pitched, 55 strikeouts, 3.47 ERA, 3.12 FIP, and a 1.105 WHIP. So solid numbers for Finnegan. He gets rewarded with a nice payday with the Tigers, the team that traded for him at the deadline last season. Joe Buck, he wins the Ford C. Frick Award and will be inducted into the MLB Hall of Fame in 2026. He's obviously been broadcasting baseball for a very long time, in the playoffs specifically. And, well-deserved. You love him or you hate him, but he's been around baseball and he has some of the most iconic calls of the last 20 years in Major League Baseball. So, congrats to Joe Buck. Now, for the big news in this video, Pete Alonso chooses the Baltimore Orioles. He signs a 5-year, $155 million contract, just $5 million more than Kyle Schwarber got just the other day or just last week. Look, surprised. I honestly am, but I think the Orioles are identifying the holes that they are missing on that roster. A lot of young talent. They need the veteran presence. Who better than Pete Alonso to step up, come in, and potentially become an immediate captain for the Orioles? So, fantastic signing for the team. And, the hype has to be a little bit higher now in Baltimore. They just need some starting pitching. So, good for the Orioles and good for Pete Alonso. The Red Sox, they acquire Ryan Watson from the A's in a quick swap of Justin Reimer as well. Nothing too big there, just a relief pitcher for a minor league player. The Braves, Mike Yastrzemski, 2 years, $23 million. They got, last year in 2025, 146 games, 17 home runs, 28 doubles, 68 runs, 46 RBIs, and then his /233 batting average with a 333 on base, 403 slug, and a 735 on base percentage. So decent numbers, and he gets a 2-year deal with that 3rd-year option as well with the Braves. But the big signing for the Braves, they get Robert Suarez. I've got my Braves stuff on for this reason. A couple of really good signings for them. Suarez, 3 years, $45 million. 70 games last year for him, a 2.97 ERA with 40 saves. They did mention he's going to be the 8th inning guy. Raisel Iglesias remains the closer. Let's see how long that stands. We know Raisel can be hot and cold, so we'll see. Suarez also had 75 strikeouts, a 0.904 WHIP. Very, very good. Anything under a 1 is going to be very solid for a relief pitcher. And he was an all-star in 2025. The A's, as I mentioned before, they got Justin Reimer as a part of that deal for Ryan Watson. And then they also signed Mark Leiter Jr. to a 1-year, $3 million contract. Not the best year for Mark, so looking to bounce back with the A's. The Cubs, they'll sign Hobie Milner to a 1-year, $3.75 million contract. Kind of feels like the Cubs got a lot of work to do, and they just haven't quite stepped up yet. A step in the right direction, getting the bullpen piece, but the Cubs need more. So, the Brewers, they'll sign Akil Baddoo to a major league deal, maybe looking for a fresh scene leaving Detroit. It's a hard ballpark to hit in. So, moving up to Milwaukee, let's see how he fares there. Cleveland Guardians signed Colin Holderman to a 1-year, $1.5 million contract, a nice bullpen piece, and he's got minor league options still. So could be that guy that just floats between for a little bit and then hopefully establishes himself in the big leagues. The Royals made a couple of big moves. They signed Lane Thomas to a 1-year, $5.25 million contract, and they extended Maikel Garcia 5-year deal worth $57.5 million. And this could look like an underpay down the line because in 2025, 160 games, 16 bombs, 39 doubles, 81 runs, 74 RBIs, 23 stolen bases. His slash is 286 batting average, 351 on base, 449 slug, and an 800 OPS. A 5.8 WAR. He's a very good defender. He won the Gold Glove in the American League. He was also an All-Star and finished 14th in MVP voting. This feels like a fantastic deal for the Royals. And, hopefully, Mike, for the Royals' sake, he outplays it and then he's rewarded again in 5 years with another extension or reaches free agency. The Blue Jays, they extended Mark Shapiro 5 years. He's built this roster, got them to the World Series, and he's only done more by signing players like Dylan Cease and now Tyler Rogers, as we'll get to. But he's rewarded 5 years. He's got 5 more years at least in Toronto. So good for Mark Shapiro. And then Tyler Rogers, 3 years, $36 million or $37 million. Hey, this is a great move for the Blue Jays. 81 games pitched, led the league last year in 2025. He just has a rubber on. He can go out there literally every 2 games, really. I mean, you could put him out there for half the games in the season. A 1.98 ERA. He was phenomenal last year. 77 in the third innings pitched, 48 strikeouts, and a .944 whip. But his ERA plus was over 200 in those innings. So a very undervalued reliever, does get his payday with the Blue Jays. So look for them to at least repeat winning the AL East and getting back to maybe the World Series in 2026. The hypes in Toronto are very high. So that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments what you thought about these videos or about these players and signings. Pete Alonso going to the Orioles. Wow, I can't believe I thought he was going to go to the Red Sox. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Please hit that like button if you like what you saw, and let me know what your thoughts were. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.